Hey there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again with another deck tech featuring MTG cards with Lord of the Rings themes on them. Please, if you haven't subbed before, sub today and get ready to leave me a comment at the end of the video. And if you hit the dislike, thumbs down button, please make sure you do leave me a comment to tell me what I could do better. I love to get the feedback and I am trying to make the channel better as I go along. So, today's card. Well, we've done a couple of nice people, middle of the week. Now going to do this one. Lord of the Nazgul. 3 blue and black for a 4/3 flying creature. That's okay, cope with that. That's not bad set of stats. Wraiths you control have protection from ring bearers. Okay. But whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 3/3 black wraith creature token with menace. Like this plan so far. Then if you control 9 or more wraiths you control have base power and toughness 9/9 until the end of turn. Now, there was a very simple way of doing this, and I was putting all 9 Nazgul in the deck and just hoping we do it that way. I've tried to avoid it. I decided I want to try and see if I could do it with the instants and sorceries to make our 3/3 black wraith creatures. And that's what this deck's trying to do today. So, as usual, for one of the deck techs, let's start with the wonderful world of the mana. Command Tower, Darkslick Shores, you name it, the blue-black lands are all in here, all the way through. Yes, for this deck tech, Fable, Passage, Field of the Dead make a appearance because we have enough different lands to get them to trigger. And I've also got Miyoko, Centre of the Sea in here, so we can draw some cards if we need to from, okay, we give everyone else a card, but we might need to draw them. Temple of the False Gods here, Reliquary Towers here, obviously. And Urborg. Urborg you can drop if you need to. Just play an extra swamp over it. I've just put it in to make sure that I can get some coloured mana off the Temple of the False God or the Reliquary Tower if I need to. And I have gone a little bit OTT with the artifact ramp in this deck. And I will get to as why in a minute. But we have got Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, Jeweled Lotus to get the Lord down as quickly as possible. Soul Ring. And then we've gone Arcane Signet, Charcoal Diamond, Demir's Signet, Sky Diamond, and Talisman of Dominance. And Coalition Relic. Yeah, it's heavy because what we want to be doing is playing our instants and sorceries wherever we can. And hence Unwinding Clock is in here as well. So we can use our artifact mana as much as possible and then get it to untap during each player's untap step, so we're always sitting there with potentially having instants and sorceries available. Now, obviously more the instant side when it's not our turn, but yeah, gotta bear with it because we want to be making wraiths. How are we going to do it? Well, let's just start. Got Birthday Escaping just for a card draw. Ring Tempting, yeah, fine. But then we've got Brainstorm, Opt, Preordain, Ponder, and Seven Visions. You can replace Birthday Escape with Preordain, by the way, if you want to. That's why I said it. But I decided to go with the Birthday Escape, just for had a bit more of Lord of the Rings flavour in here. You know, and they do spend a lot of time escaping from the Nazgul, so yeah, okay. Vampiric Tutor is also here, just as a way to search out a card if we need to. It's also an instance we can play at the end of someone's turn once we've got the Lord in play to go and get another Wraith, so yeah, bear it in mind. Anticipate, look at the top 3, put one on the hand, the rest in the bottom of our library. Arcane Denial, just to counter, get a Wraith, get some cards, all good. Baral makes our instants and sorceries cheaper. Cyclonic Rift to control the board. See Beyond, does the whole card draw as well, a bit of sorcery speed. And Snapcaster Maze. I don't play Snapcaster Maze that often, but I figured in this deck, with the amount of instants and sorceries we have, probably worthwhile having this one in here. Notice, by the way, we've only got 14 creatures in the deck, so that's another creature. Thingy Ice, just so we can actually bounce everything if we need to. And then Counterspell and Mana Drain make up the control side a little bit more. Volodin, a Desecrator, is also here. Draw and discard. If we discard an instant or sorcery, everyone loses one, we gain one. And we can sacrifice the Desecrator to return to cast an instant or sorcery from our graveyard this turn. If that spell would be put in your graveyard, exile it instead, but we can only do it during our turn, so a little bit of trickiness. I'm still here because we've got Lightning Greaves in here to protect our Lord of the Nazgul along with Swiftfoot Boots. We've also got Lucky Clover in here because whenever you cast an adventure instant, and that doesn't work. Okay, hold on. Right, corrected my mistake now. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Lucky Clover only works with the cards for adventure instants or adventure sorceries. I forgot that. I thought it was just instants and sorceries who worked with. Doesn't need to be the adventure ones. So just changed it for Siphon Insight. So apologies for that little bit of boo-booing there. But hey, the deck list will be right in the stream below. Anyway, so yeah, we've gone with Siphon Insight just so we can exile top 2 cards of an opponent's library and cast one of them if we need to. Anyway, Forbidden Alchemy gets to put the rest in our graveyard. That's fine. Trail of Evidence. Whenever you cast an instance of sorcery, we get a clue token, which we can crack to draw cards. I went with Windfall. Could have gone with Time Twister, but I decided to go with Windfall just to try and reduce the cost of the deck a little bit. And it's a nice way of drawing cards. Plus, you know, still a sorcery, so we still get a Wraith out of it, so it's all good. Claim the Pressures. Destroy a target creature. We get another bit of ring tempting going on. Murderous Rider. This was here. This would have worked with Clover, but I decided against it. 3 mana, destroy target creature or planeswalker. We lose 2 life, and then it's got life link. And when it dies, we go to the bottom of our library, so I'm not going to complain. Jace's Sanctum reduces the cost of our instants and sorceries, and we get to be a bit scrying when we cast them. Murmuring Mystic gives us some blockers with all the instants and sorceries we're copying, and that same goes for Talrand, but they're just slightly bigger because they're 2/2 drakes instead of 1/1 bird illusions. Archmage Emeritus comes into play, get to draw cards when we do the whole instants and sorceries bit. Damnation controls the board. And the Invasion of Innistrad is here. I do enjoy this card at the moment. The -13 for 4 mana is really nice. And if we can get it flipped, which isn't that hard when you've got, you know, Nazgul flying over the top. The Deluge of the Dead really helps us give some zombies as well. So it's all good. You know, and there were some sort of zombies in Lord of the Rings, if you remember, when Frodo and Sam are going through the swamp. Rona, Sheldred's Faithful is also here. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, each opponent loses a life. Yep, okay then. And we can get this back from the graveyard with discarding 2 cards and paying 4. So yeah, they've got to exile this. Sentinel Tower. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell is cast during your turn, Sentinel Tower deals damage to any target equals 1 plus the number of instants of sorcery spells cast before that spell this turn. So a little bit of storming type effect here, which can actually do some major damage when it gets to it. Unwinding Clock I've already mentioned in conjunction with all our mana rocks. Mnemonic Wall gets us back an instant of sorcery from the graveyard. Jinga Taxes just does strange things. Not going to argue this. Draw cards, flip it, return all non-Phyrexian creatures to their owner's hand, and then you may cast any number of spells from your hand without paying their mana costs. It's like a 1-turn omniscience that then comes back to a 5/5 creature with Wall 2, so very hard to kill. Figured it's worthwhile having it in here. Metallurgic Summonings, because we are casting instants and sorceries all the time, might as well get some constructs. Tezzeret the Seeker gives us a way of untapping our artifacts if we've got the Unwinding Clock down, or can go and find us one of the artifacts we need. You know, very nice. -0, you can go and get these 3 quite happily, and they go into play. So keep it going. Stilmgal's Command, bit of non-creature counter spelling, bouncing permanents, -3/3, or blowing up a planeswalker. Yep, I'll cope with that. And Hidesigu Ankari, another flying legendary creature, get to do a bit of brainstorming when it's a battlefield, and then when it dies, reveal the top card. If it's an instant or sorcery card, you may pay it without casting its mana cost. So, yeah, okay then. Over 6-drop, Shark Typhoons here, another way of getting some tokens to block with. Kari, the Swirling Sky, turns up just to return some instants of sorceries when it dies. Teferi, Temporal Archmage, untapping the permanents is all we're interested in with this Teferi. The +1's quite nice, but it'll probably be the -1 most of the time. And Professor Onyx, Liliana, in disguise, sorcery and instant. Each opponent loses 2, we gain 2, and then you can lose a life, put 1 in the grey hand, 1 in your graveyard, 2 in the graveyard when you draw on the 3. -3, each opponent sacrifices a creature, and -8, each opponent may discard their card. If they don't, they lose 3 life. Repeat this process 6 or more times. The chances are we're not going to get it to -8. I'll be surprised if we even get to do we'll probably end up doing -3 once before she dies. But the ability to get 2 life and make everyone lose 2 is quite useful in this deck. 7 drops. Bit cheesy. Alwyn's Epiphany, Nexus of Fate are here just so we can do the whole extra turn. And the other version, another version of Jinga Taxus. This is a progress tyrant, so we can copy everything the first time we play it. Treasure Cruise gives us the cards we need. Magic Mirror gives us even more cards, and it gets cheaper with the amount of instants and sorceries we spend. And then at the end, I will mention Commit to Memory, because that's how we're going to cycle everything back in once we've cast it all. And then multiple choices here, just so we can get a token. We probably do X equals 4 quite regularly with this deck, I would think. Mass Manipulation, just so we can go and nick things that are annoying us. And then I needed a backup win condition, and there is no better backup win condition than Torment of Hellfire in my mind, even in a dual colour deck. Lot better in a mono deck, but in a dual deck, not too sad at all. And that's it, with a little correction halfway through the video. This is the Lord of the Nazgul deck. I hope you've enjoyed it. I suspect there are cards you're telling me I should be playing from Lord of the Rings. Let me know in the comments down below. Please subscribe if you haven't, and come over to Twitch, see me over Twitch, and you'll see me playing this deck as soon as possible when I'm streaming. At the moment, streams are on a Thursday and a Sunday Thursday evening, Sunday afternoon UK time. And I'm sitting at 186 followers as I asked this. Yeah, really like to get up to 200. I'm not asking, and if you've got a spare Amazon Prime subscription you want to chuck my way, I won't say no to it. But just getting to 200 followers would be quite a nice little target for me to hit now. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the videos, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.